patch notes of Minecraft Dungeons Season 3 Fauna Faire, which is the version 1.16.2.0. So we're gonna just read that for today in this video. So yes, it's for Nintendo and all platform, by the way. We saw the multiplayer tower free top 10, but we know about that stuff. There were new armors, which are black spot armor, which is the unique version of root rot armor, and a new artifact, which is totem of casting. And enchantment, we know stuff about it. Then random mission, which is also really cool one, as once you have completed Obsidian Pinnacle on default difficulty, you can unlock this new mode and earn bonus points for bonus adventure points. Let's say 25% more adventure points. Amen. Then we can see the seasonal adventure, and there were 10 new achievements during the adventure of ours in season 3, and we're gonna talk about it in another video. But for now, there were new 10 achievements. So yes, there was the storage chest thing, as I talked about in my feature video. Then the seasonal adventures, new things like the new pop-up and stuff. Wish Dwarf got a lot of buffs into the game, which is really great. And to ask me, it's gonna be like he's gonna just be like, you know, his actual weakened state is lessen and the attack range speed is increased by somewhat, and summons is now changed to frozen zombies and icy creepers. Now the Voyage Dwarf can spawn that too, which is kind of a huge buff until ask me, as creepers, they're scary for sure. And Wildfire pretty much got mostly nerfed by a lot of things, but got a pretty much good buff, let's say, as it has now small invincibility when each shield is broken. So once you break, it's like any of those shields surrounding him, it's gonna be like he's gonna have potion barrel kind of like invincibility for a small amount of time. It's not even invincibility, small invincibility, so 90% of damage, anything like potion barrier. And shield health is increased by 200 HP to 250 HP, which means it's gonna be total of 1000 HP just the shields, which is a huge buff. Then the weapons fixes. Anchor got mostly like reduced damage. I'm not gonna talk about everything, but broken scorn, saw blades, cutlass, coral blade, spawn striker, dagger, then gauntlet, then hunting bow, then the katana, then the mace, then let's say we can say the obsidian claymore, then the short bow, then we have the soul sniff, then quick bow and wind bow, which is like okay, it sounds okay. So then there are a lot of like, you know, enchantment balance, which is ambush enchantment got a 5% of buff. Then animal conduct got like 0.2 second of an increase in its healing soul factor. Then bag of souls got a buff. Beast boss enchantment got 0.1 second of buff. Then beast burst enchantment got a 20% increase in its radius. Then the dipping poison enchantment is also buffed, as at level 1 you used to get 4, but now it's 6, 8, 12. So at max tier you're gonna get 12 poison arrows instead of 8, which is 4 increased arrows, let's say. And freezing enchantment got a bit nerfed, which is now 0.8 seconds to 0.7. Then gravity pulse, I don't know if it got buffed like anything like that, but it looks like it got like, you know, buffed. I don't know. Then there are a lot of artifact balances too, and fishing rod, eye of guardian, gong of weakening, ice wand, power shaker, schedule of elixir, schedule of snacks, scatter mines, shadow shifter. And scatter mines got a little new, like, you know, before you could just damage yourself and your teammates with scatter mines. Not anymore. It's 0.1 to now it's 0.0, so it's completely removed. You cannot be damaged by scatter mines, and the damage is increased from 600 to 660, 10% buff. Then there are a lot of fixes and performance stability, which are basically a lot of crashes during the actual gameplay. But when you're accepting reward, there was a lot of crash. Even I was going through it many times. So they fixed that crash too. Then they did like a lot of crashes in Xbox, and then we can literally see here that there are a lot of new like fixes to Nintendo Switch, as there were a lot of bugs and crashes in that too. And gameplay, there are a lot of new things we can just read over here, but I'm not gonna read everything to here. But there's one thing: players are now immune to levitation shots after their brief invulnerability period after respawning. So it's like once you are died and you respawn again, for a bit time you won't be getting affected by, the levitation enchantment, which is great. And they're all kind of like, a lot of fixes, like many players were not able to break ice when they're trapped in it. And yes, so basically there was an exploit in the game which made us duplicate items, emeralds, and gold using the storage chest. Now, that sounds really, really, really crazy one, and I never got to know about it, or I would have let you guys know about it and literally ruin the game forever. But never mind, it's not working anymore. They fixed it. Whatever. Not salty about it. And there are some achievements which you could unlock before meeting the criteria, but now you cannot do that thing, and they fixed a lot of things in that too. So basically we can see now the Nintendo Switch that's getting a lot of like new fixes, as they want to just make it really non-buggy and crashy to it. So now there are a lot of new mobs fixes too, like a Tempest Golem having an invisible attack and stuff, and a lot of gear fixes too. There were a lot of them. You can just read it. I will put a link below of this entire article so you can check it out later, but I'm not gonna talk about every single one of them, as it's gonna take me forever. A lot of camp fixes too, and a lot of tower fixes, as like the same floor twice. If you just leave the tower and you have completed the entire one, you have to just play the entire one even if you have completed that particular floor. And that kind of bugs were going on with the game, which got fixed too. And a lot of zooming in and zooming out at some tower balconies is now like fixed. Like sometimes it was like it pops up like in mid of the fight and you just get too much distracted and stuff. And a lot of ancient hunt fixes too, which is like, okay, it works out, ancient hunt, great. And then a lot of mission fixes, and this is one of really like, you need to know about this. Okay, so there were hundreds of fixes they did, but mostly were focused on filling gaps in the environment. Player and mob pathfinding fixed lighting issue and removed unnecessary invisible walls, added messing collisions, ambushed fixed skips, and fixed floating objects. Now, ambush skips, one of the really good thing in Soggy Cave, as we were able to do it by just skipping and speedrunning it. It's not possible anymore. I tried it, it doesn't work anymore. Like, you cannot, it's not a speedrunning level anymore. Arch Heaven is the speedrunning level now. Yes, and believe me. So these are all of the things which are in the patch notes. You can read it. I have put a link of this in the description. You can check it out anywhere soon. And this is me, Prahant, signing out of this video. And what are you waiting for? Why don't you check this video out? Bye bye.